Go dust off that vision board and get your goals list, and then meet me back right here.
Sometimes it works out and sometimes it don't. Sometimes you win some.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Amber and I'm a personal growth coach, and I am helping you become the best version of yourself. If you love all those things, definitely subscribe to the channel and stick around. If you are not new, hey girl, welcome back. As y'all know, this year has been a year. We did a 12-week year. I set some really good goals, learned a lot about myself, but I'm realizing that at this midway point in the year, it's time to reflect, and it's also time to reset to make sure that we can finish this year really strong and actually live up to the things that we said we were going to do for ourselves. So let's go ahead and just kind of do a little pulse check and let me know, how is the year going for you? Is the year going as you expected? Do you have some unexpected changes, challenges? How are things going? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you're crushing it, I want to know that as well. What helped you really be able to stick to your goals and achieve them this year? So if you are feeling like I'm a little bit behind, don't worry. That is completely normal, but that's why it's also so important to make sure that you take a step back and do a mid-year life reset. There is still plenty of time to refocus, finish strong, and actually achieve the goals that you set for yourself. So in today's video, I'm going to be walking you through step by step about what you can do in order to save your year by going through a mid-year life reset. This will be powerful and it will also be intentional. So let's get into it. So the first step is reflection, of course. And I really want to make sure that you're going into this reflection process not being really rude to yourself or hard on yourself or bashing yourself for not achieving the things that you set out for. It's not about shaming yourself or anything negative. It's truly about reflecting and figuring out what things you can do better. So I want you to commit to looking back on the past few months with honesty and grace to see how you got to this point in the year, and that will help you be able to move forward. So there are a few questions I would like for you to ask yourself. Go ahead and jot these down. What goals did I set and where do I stand now? What really worked well for me this year? What has not worked well for me so far this year? And what have I learned about myself already at this halfway point? Now, as you're actually reflecting on these things, you also have to keep in mind the fact that growth is not linear. But the point that you're already here, you're excited to watch this video, you are locked in, shows that you're ready to achieve, you are ready to reset, you are ready to refocus, and you're ready to restore the goals that you set for yourself. So once we know exactly what we're going to be asking ourselves, we go through that reflection process, being very, very honest, but also staying positive throughout the process. Now it's time to move on to step 2. You have to clarify your current priorities. If you don't know what you should be focusing on, what deserves the most of your attention, then you're not really going to be able to achieve much because you're going to be so scattered trying to do everything all the time that you're not giving the proper attention to each different area of your life and what it needs. So ask yourself this question: what matters most to me right now? You can pick a category or something specific. It could be your health and wellness, your finances, your personal aesthetic or branding, a business that you want to start. Absolutely anything. Identify what means the most to you at this moment. Now, take a look back at your original goal. Was this a goal that you set for yourself in January, or has life happened and things changed and now you have a new priority that you didn't have at that time? Either way, it's okay. If it's something that's not aligned with you anymore, a goal that you set, go ahead and pivot, make a new goal. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to stick to these goals that you set at the beginning of the year, because by now your life can look completely different than it did at the beginning of the year, and that is absolutely okay. So if the goals don't make sense anymore, go ahead and cut them and then create new goals that you want to start working toward. Now, here's what you're going to do. Once you've identified what that specific priority is, you can choose 1 to 3 goals surrounding that one priority. So for myself, this entire year has been all about my health and my fitness. And so I could create 3 goals just based on that one priority. I could set a specific weight loss goal. I could set a goal to eat healthier snacks and identify what that looks like. And I can set a goal to make sure that I'm hitting 10,000 steps a day or more. So that's just an example of how you can pick one major category and then create multiple goals around that same priority. Make sure that you keep it very realistic, also very specific, and put a few things in there that are going to keep you motivated and keep you inspired. So like for me, I've not hit all of my health and wellness goals for the year yet. So I have to think, okay, what is my motivator? Is that planning a trip that I want to look a certain way for by the end of the year? Or is that setting a benchmark for the energy levels that I want to have or how I want to feel? I have to be very specific about what that looks like in order for me to know what steps to take in order to achieve it. But either way, if you're just like, okay, I'm gonna zero back in on one priority, then you're adopting this less is more mentality, and that's gonna help you really focus and realign with that one priority. Once you get really strong in that area, it's okay to add on, but don't feel the pressure to do everything at once. Next up, step number 3, you have to create a plan, but you wanna make sure that it's a simple plan and that it's very actionable. So how exactly can you do this? If you're taking notes, add this to your notes list. First, you wanna break down the goal. Break it into smaller chunks in weekly or daily actions. Then you want to choose your tool. What works for you? Do you like the 12-week year system? Do you want to use an actual calendar? Do you want to write on a calendar? Do you want it to be in your phone? Or do you want to have sticky notes that you categorize and organize somehow in a visual representation for yourself? Third, you want to build in checkpoints. When are you checking on your progress? When are you celebrating yourself? Is it weekly, bi-weekly, monthly? Figure out a cadence that really works for you and that you can actually stick to. I have realized that kind of having 2 options has worked the best for me. I love to take time during my Sunday reset to check in each week. But at the end of the month, I do a monthly reflection where it's like a deeper dive, spending more time really reflecting on what worked, what didn't work, how I felt, any changes in my life, and kind of just analyzing everything overall. You really want to think about this like creating a rhythm. That's the great thing about routines. They don't necessarily have to be rigid, but they have to be systematic. So what kind of systems can you put in place to make your routines easier, which then makes habits easier for you to stick to and helps you create a very functional life that's helping you work toward achieving your goals and just being happy with the growth that you set out for yourself overall. So now that we reflected, we created a new plan, it is time to actually start resetting. There are a couple of different areas that are gonna really need your attention. That's your environment and your habits. So remember that if you're gonna do a mid-year reset, there actually has to be things that you are doing. There have to be steps that you're taking, changes that you're making to be able to recenter and realign. So your physical space is extremely important. Your environment needs to match this new season of your life, and it also needs to match the energy that you're putting in. So if you're saying, okay, I have this goal for myself, I have created a system, I put it on my calendar, but your life is a mess and your environment's a mess, your home is a mess, you're not actually going to be able to achieve anything because your environment has not changed or been elevated. So what can you do? There's a couple of areas where you can declutter. That's your physical space and also your digital space. Physically, start with cleaning up. If there's an area in your home where you're like, okay, I'm constantly going in here, I'm tripping over things, I can't find anything I need, or this drawer is really unorganized, just start with that one specific thing. For me, that has been my closet. So generally, like I'm pretty good at keeping my closet organized, but I just did a huge overhaul, went through, tried on all my clothes, got rid of things that I no longer needed. And so my racks look really good. However, somehow in the midst of that, my shoes went all over the place. So I was like, okay, I really need to focus on getting these shoes organized so I'm literally not tripping over them every time I go into my closet. So the first thing I did was find a solution, which was getting a new shoe rack from Amazon that could hold more of my shoes, but also keep it in a confined space. Got that, put it together, put it in my closet, and then that allowed me to actually go through my shoes and see what am I wearing, what am I not wearing, can I get rid of, what things do I not need anymore. And this process helped a lot with just decluttering my space, cleansing my environment, but also really helping me figure out contentment. Like, what items do I actually need? I'm not wearing all these shoes. Why do I have all of these shoes? And that was really a part of my goal of caring for myself in general, holistically, for my health and my wellness, is decluttering my mind, decluttering my space, and just not being attached to anything that is no longer serving me or adding value to my life. I know you're like, it's just shoes, but trust me, it's a whole process. Once you start decluttering your environment, you will literally declutter your mind and have a huge mindset shift that's going to help you be aligned with where you want to go. Now, along with decluttering your physical space, it's also important to declutter your digital space. How many pictures do you have in your camera roll? Comment down below. Let me know how many pictures you have in your camera roll and if it was higher or lower than what you were expecting. Mine was definitely higher. And yes, here's the thing. I am a content creator, so I do take a lot more pictures. I'm also in real estate, so I have like footage from homes and all that kind of stuff. However, at some point, I need to sit down like once a week, every 2 weeks, and just go back through that past chunk of time of pictures or videos that I've taken and delete what I don't need, move things to shared items, put things in Dropbox, whatever you have to do to organize your photos, your phone storage, just to make it a lot cleaner, crisper, and not so chaotic to look at. And do the same thing for your desktop as well. If you're like me, you screenshot things all the time, and then you're like, when did I screenshot this? Where'd this come from? Why is it here? So just do a little desktop cleanup, clean out your downloads folder, folder, look at your documents, see what you don't need anymore. If you have like a Google Drive or a Dropbox, pop into there, see what you can clear out. I promise you, decluttering those things is going to give you so much mental space, mental clarity, and it's going to help you feel really excited and make room for your next steps. You have to remember that your environment should support the version of yourself that you are working on becoming. If it doesn't align with who that next version of you is, it's time to clean it up and let go of things you no longer need. And the final step is to take a look at your mindset as you're going into this mid-year reset. You have to remember that you're not behind, you are not late, you still have plenty of time, but you do need a plan and you do need a system and routines in place to help you achieve that goal. So this is your reminder to genuinely speak life over your year, to affirm yourself. So for example, I have a Chanel bag on my vision board. I would love to purchase my first Chanel bag this year, but I also have a rule for myself that I'm not purchasing that bag until I am 100% debt-free. So for the next few months, what am I going to do to make sure I am debt-free so that I can achieve purchasing that Chanel bag? So I have to affirm myself, definitely positive financial affirmations with saying that I can have this dream bag that I want for myself. I deserve to have this dream bag. I am in control over my spending. I can create a budget that aligns with my lifestyle. Affirming myself in those different ways is going to really help me to align with my financial goals, while at the same time helping me to get something that I want for my vision board, which was a goal I set out for myself at the beginning of the year. So please affirm yourself that whatever your goal is, you are capable of finishing strong and you're capable of achieving it. You can say things like, I can make powerful changes in a short amount of time. I honor my progress even if the journey has not been perfect. And I give myself grace while I continue working toward my goals. I can guarantee you that the mindset you bring into the second half of the year is going to directly impact the way that it turns out. So if you are ready to take control and actually save your year, comment down below, let me know you're ready, and let me know the first step that you're taking or what you are going to be prioritizing as you move forward. And the great thing is we have a community here, so we can hold each other accountable. Y'all, please check in on me with these health and wellness goals, also with these financial goals. I do have a couple of additional financial videos coming because I realized y'all really like that topic. So if you have any ideas for financial topics that you have questions about or want me to discuss, comment that down below, because I think I'm going to do like a whole month series on finances. But I really just want to make sure that we are all supporting each other, holding each other accountable, and working toward finishing this year strong and accomplishing our goals. As always, thank you all so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.